Look at it. There are mainly three disaccharides we need to learn better. One is sucrose, maltose, and lactose. Sucrose is a white color crystal. It's sweet, and heating above its melting point will start becoming brown, shiny, and which is called as caramel. See, the pure form is 66.5 degrees. It is dextrorotatory, but as soon as you add it to water, it will become, mutarotation of glucose giving 52.7 and mutarotation of fructose minus 92.7. And the resultant of that is levorotatory. Now, such sugars which will change their rotation on adding it to water is called invert sugar. They're called invert sugar. So sucrose is an invert sugar. And I told you this, hydrolysis of sucrose will bring the changes in the sign of rotation, and that's called inversion of sugar. Next, I told you to check out the structure of sucrose. In sucrose, we are connecting alpha D glucopyranose, that is carbon 1 of glucose, right? So I'm using carbon 1 of glucose with carbon 2 of fructose. But unfortunately, carbon 2 of fructose in the right hand side, so it is not easy to bond this way. So what I did, I am flipping this round so that we can get this side. So carbon 2 will come on this side now. So whatever that was pointing downwards ना बेटा, वो पूरे upward आ जाएंगे. ये सारे upward आ गए, देखो. वही सारी चीजें upward आ चुके हैं. ठीक है? So on the second carbon, this OH was up. Now this OH will be down. And the first carbon of glucose OH is down. So this OH and this OH, if you take it and dehydrate, we will get this oxygen connection. And observe this oxygen connection carefully. This carbon has O and R group, O and R group, and hydrogen and other group. So this is like an acetal, right? This carbon is an acetal form. On the same lines, this carbon, O and R group, O and R group, CH2OH and some other group. So you can see this is also acetal group. OR group hota hai to acetal hota hai, right? So glucose side also we are forming acetal, fructose side also forming acetal. And whenever there is an acetal linkage, acetal formation linkage, that is called glycosidic linkage. It is called glycosidic linkage. So what we are getting is an alpha beta glycosidic linkage. Okay. So you can see acetals of carbohydrates are called glycosides. Glucose is a non-reducing sugar because of its glycosidic linkage. Why non-reducing? क्योंकि दोनों acetal ही बन रहा है ना. Hemiacetal होता तो reducing होता. And all non-reducing sugars do not show mutarotation. So there is no mutarotation here in aqueous solution. Okay. Next, it is obtained by partial hydrolysis of starch by enzyme diastase. So if we take maltose कैसे बनेगा? We'll take this as starch and add it to diastase. This will give you maltose. Okay. So maltose is a combination of C1 of glucopyranose and C4 of glucopyranose. सिर्फ ग्लूकोज का ही कनेक्शन है, यहाँ से C1 और यहाँ पे C4 को join करना है. So this is simply an alpha glycosidic linkage. And you can see on this side there is a hemiacetal form. So therefore it is a reducing sugar and it will show mutarotation. Clear everybody? See lactose. Lactose, which is also called as milk sugar, and this on hydrolysis of enzyme yields equimolar of D-glucose and D-galactose. So it's a combination of galactose. See galactose का structure ये है, glucose का structure ये है. अब थोड़ा ध्यान से देखोगे, so it is at carbon 4 there is a difference in the configuration. The rest all structure is exactly same. So therefore we can say they are C4 epimers. These two are C4 epimers. So now if we take galactose, you can see this is galactose, this is glucose, और ये गैलेक्टोज का बीटा 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 डी गैलेक्टोज है, ये कार्बन 4 का बीटा डी सॉरी ग्लूकोज का यू नो बीटा बीटा कार्बन का ये फोर्थ कार्बन है, ये दोनों के बीच में लिंकेज आ गया, सो दैट इज अ बीटा ग्लाइकोसिडिक लिंकेज. So you can see there is a beta glycosidic linkage, and in lactose also there is an hemiacetal form here, so hence it will also act like a reducing sugar. So only these three forms are important, students: sucrose, maltose, and lactose. Now coming to polysaccharides, there are two saccharides, starch and cellulose. Starch is an important dietary source for human beings, so it is divided into two forms: alpha amylose and amylopectin. What is the difference here? Amylose is water soluble. Whatever the amount of starch which is water soluble, right? वो सब amylose वाला form है. Amylopectin is water insoluble. Okay, so 80 to 90% amylopectin होता है, 10 to 15% amylose होता है in general cases of starch. Here it is an alpha D polymeric form with C1C4 glycosidic linkage. Amylose is forming with C1 और C4 का alpha glucose, दोनों को join कर दो तो you will get it as starch. Next, the same linear form C1 और C4 glycosidic linkage, along with that we need to have C1 और C6 में cross linkage होना चाहिए. If there is a C1 and C6 cross linkage like this somewhere, then we say it is amylopectin. Let me show you. Amylose consists of unbranched chain. Okay, molecular weight is somewhere around 10,000 and number of units are 60 to 6,000. 60 से लेकर 60,000 तक जितना extend होते जाएगा, that is all alpha amylose. See the connection carefully now, everybody. C1 of alpha D glucose, this is C1, and C4 of alpha D glucose, this is C4. ये दोनों में से हमने water हटा दी. Same way C1 C4 C1 C4 C1 C4 C1 C4. If you keep doing this, we are getting it as C1 C4 alpha glycosidic linkage, and this is what we call it as starch. Okay, and this is an amylose form of starch. And see amylopectin. Amylopectin में ये C1 C4 continue हो रहा है, and see this one case. Here ये जो C5 का and this carbon 1 2 3 4 5 carbon के ऊपर ये 6th carbon है ना, the 6th carbon's OH and the first carbon's OH somewhere in between it will make a cross link. फिर ये इधर से start हो जाएगा, ये cross link इधर बंद हो जाएगा, फिर ये यहाँ से और आगे बढ़ते जाएगा. So somewhere here also, maybe somewhere going here there will be some cross link. यहाँ पे थोड़ा cross link आ जाएगा. Like this, if you are getting some cross links by C1 and C6 glycosidic linkage, then that is going to be amylopectin. So this is the structure of amylopectin, student. Okay. Next, see what is cellulose form. Cellulose is the main framework for cell walls, and this is the most abundant biomolecule in the plant kingdom. Beta D glucopyranose polymeric chain with C1C4 glycosidic linkage is formed here. So here beta glucose ही होता है पूरा. So this is beta glucose connected with C4. Beta glucose connected with C4. Beta glucose connected with C4. So that way, if it continues, we are getting beta glycosidic linkages, and that is going to form as cellulose. There, everybody. See, glycogen is nothing but a starch in the animal kingdom. We also have starch stored in the form of glycogen. Okay, and glycogen structure is more or less a replication of amylopectin. मतलब cross links होने चाहिए. So if the cross links are much more, then only we say it is glycogen and it is water insoluble. So the starch which is stored in animal fats or in animals and humans, that is all called as glycogen, and that is water insoluble. And why it is insoluble? Because it will have more cross links. C1 or C6 के cross links रहते हैं. Okay, that is called glycogen. Okay. See few examples how it can be asked. like suppose if I write the chair form of glucose, ये फर्स्ट का ही प्रॉब्लम है ना, ये फर्स्ट कार्बन का अगर ये ऊपर की तरफ होता है सो दैट इज बीटा, नीचे की तरफ होता है सो दैट इज अल्फा ग्लूकोज, राइट? सो दिस रिबन शोज इट कुड बी अल्फा और बीटा, सो दिस इज अल्फा और बीटा. If I treat that with MEOH, methanol, and dry HCl, तो ये जो पार्ट है which is hemiacetal, that will become acetal part. ठीक है? So it can give you alpha also, beta also. So this will be beta dimethyl glycoside. This will be alpha dimethyl glycoside. Because I told you, जैसे ही acetal बन जाता है, this is acetal formation, no? So acetal will be glycoside. Same way, if I use MEI and OH minus or any of this CH2 and MEI moisture, Me2SO4, ये सब में क्या हो रहा है, जितने भी OH ग्रुप्स है उन सब में Me आ जाएगा, Me सब्स्टिट्यूट हो जाएगा. Okay, so we will have this pentamethyl groups, you know, in the cyclic form. Here everybody?
Yes.
So you can see when glucose reacts with methanol in the presence of concentrated H2SO4, alpha methyl glycosidic linkage and beta methyl glycosidic linkage are formed, and that confirms the presence of pyranose ring. Okay, so this is a idea about there is a pyranose ring forming. Next, in case if here in this beta position there is a phenoxy group here, and if you treat with dilute HCl, it will go via SN1 mechanism, because here carbocation will be very stable क्योंकि ऑक्सीजन यहाँ पे डबल बॉन्ड कैरेक्टर मतलब स्टेबलाइज कर सकता है. So it will form carbocation and then hydrolysis will happen to give OH. So we will get alpha also and beta also. Okay, and if you treat with dilute HCl, तो ये OH भी वापस आ जाएगा and you will get only D glucose. So whenever you want a straight chain glucose, you add it with dilute HCl and you'll break this bond to get back to this D glucose form. Clear everybody? That's all about carbohydrates. Now let's see about proteins. Proteins में कुछ चीजें याद करने वाले हैं बेटा. देखो ये लास्ट वीक में याद करने वाला स्टफ होता है. I'll tell you how to remember this now. First of all, let me read few important points here. One, it is the most abundant biomolecule in living system. And proteins are the main reason for growth and maintenance of the living system. It is derived from a term called protease, which means prime importance. And all the polymers of amino acids are called as proteins. And what is amino acid? You can see are carbon with COOH and NH2 which is present. And usually we are only dealing with alpha amino acids, because in humans and living systems, majorly we have only alpha amino acids. Okay, in case if NH2 is here, that will be called as beta amino acid. There are 20 different alpha amino acids which are forming different types of proteins, and all naturally occurring alpha amino acids are L amino acids. L means levorotatory, correct? And this is taken as reference. And what are all the naturally occurring sugars, beta? They are all dextrorotatory. Glyceraldehyde, remember? We started with D-glyceraldehyde, no? We say D-glucose, D-fructose, D-sucrose, correct? Because they are all naturally occurring sugars. While proteins may everything is L amino acids. See how it is. Suppose if NH2 is on the right hand side, COH is above, R group is here and H is here. Priority wise इसको पहला मिलेगा, ये second, third and fourth, correct? So 1 2 3 कैसे घूम रहा है ये वाला? एंटी क्लॉकवाइज, मतलब ये R होगा और यहाँ पे ये क्लॉकवाइज घूम रहा है तो ये S होगा. So all naturally occurring families belongs to this beta. This is L family. Okay, this is all L family. Now we can see neutral amino acids will be neutral amino acids are those acids which have same number of NH2 and same number of COH groups. Acidic amino acid मतलब जिसमें NH2 कम है, COH ज्यादा है. Okay, so I can say here number of NH2 is equal. Here this is greater and this is greater here for basic amino acids. Clear? Now let us write a general form of alpha amino acid. This is how general form looks like, correct? अब बस ये R चेंज करेंगे, राइट? तो हमको मिल जाएगा, अब ये R में कुछ भी ग्रुप लगा देंगे तो हमको बहुत सारे अमीनो एसिड्स मिल जाएंगे. सो स्टार्टिंग विद दिस, सो 20 है ना, 20 को कैसे याद करना है, चलो पहले एक एक करके याद करने की कोशिश करते हैं. If R is H, right, then if R is H, that is known as glycine, and glycine is the only amino acid which does not have a chiral center. ठीक है? So this is H and H, तो इसमें कोई chiral center नहीं रहेगा. ठीक है? Next, H के बदले में हमने लगा दिया यहाँ पर, H हटा दो और CH3 लगा दो, that will become alanine. So glycine then alanine, and isopropyl लगा दो. Okay, so then that will become valine, correct? Or then we will write it as, you know, butyl. If at all I write it, if at all I put it butyl, then it will become leucine. Okay, if we put this butyl, secondary butyl, that is called as isoleucine. Okay, so leucine and isoleucine. So isoleucine structure. Once again. Right, disconnected from the secondary end of it. So this is isoleucine. Next, अभी याद कैसे करें बेटा? देखो पहले हाइड्रोजन, मिथाइल, isopropyl, simple butyl here. Okay, so it is like an isobutyl only, and then butyl, correct? Secondary butyl. नाम थोड़ा सा उल्टा है इन दोनों का, वो ध्यान रखना. I can remember it as गावली. गावली की सब्जी याद है ना, ऐसे आप गावली याद कर ले, राइट? Wherever I put star mark, right? ये star mark सारे essential होते हैं. Essential means, okay, these are all essential amino acid, which means we have to take them from outer source. Okay, clear? Non-essential means they are produced within our body. Clear? So like glycine and alanine, we don't have to take it from our food, you know, but valine, leucine, isoleucine, this we have to consume through our food. So these are essential amino acids. Okay. Next, this what we discussed is a neutral amino acids. ना ये सारे neutral है, इसमें same NH2, only one NH2 and one COH. So it is neutral. If you see acidic, in acidic form, if you look at it, there are two acids, glutamic acid and aspartic acid. So if you have propanoic acid, ये propanoic acid है, CH2CH2COH, R के बदले में propanoic acid लगा दो, that is glutamic acid. अगर ethanoic acid लगा दो, that is aspartic acid. That is aspartic acid. Next, see basic amino acids. Lysine. Lysine is amino butyl amino को लगा दोगे group. Okay, this is amino butyl group, right? So if you put amino butyl group, then that is lysine. Okay, and the next one is arginine. Lysine and arginine. Arginine will have this propyl, and this side is guanidine. You remember guanidine, right? Strongest base. So ये guanidine structure रहेगा इस तरफ. So that is arginine. So acid amino acid, basic amino acid, I would remember it as GALA. Okay, glutamic acid, aspartic acid, lysine and arginine. Okay, next, in the acid form, okay, these two were acids, right? Glutamic acid था और aspartic acid था. अभी ये किसको न्यूट्रल फॉर्म भी बना सकते हैं, इसको अमाइड बना दो, इसको अमाइड बना दो, फिर से न्यूट्रल बन जाएगा. So this will become neutral, and this is called glutamine and aspargine. So यही glutamic acid will become glutamine, aspartic acid will become aspargine. Correct? So that is a way to remember that these two are also neutral amino acids coming from glutamic acid and aspartic acid. Here, everybody. Next, come to this. When we have CH3, we call it as alanine, right? अगर हम लोग को CH2 एंड फिनाइल रख दिया, एक हाइड्रोजन हटा के फिनाइल रख दिया, सो देन इट विल बिकम PHCH2, राइट? देन वी कॉल इट एज फिनाइल अलानाइन. अलानाइन एंड फिनाइल अलानाइन में क्लियर हो गया ना स्ट्रक्चर? एंड amino acids in which OH group is present. If we have simply methyl alcohol, CH2OH on the R place, that is called serine. If we have ethyl alcohol, that is called thronine. If it is, benzyl alcohol, then that is tyrosine, right? Not benzyl alcohol, sorry, phenol. Okay, methyl phenol, then that is thyrosine, correct? So you could remember it that way, sir, tire or something like that, correct? So these three you can remember: serine, thronine and tyrosine. आपको यार स्ट्रक्चर से ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है क्या ग्रुप होता है इसमें. So these three would have OH group. So in JEE Mains only this type of questions are asked, like in this particular amino acid which main functional group is present, correct? Next, amino acids with a sulfur group. This is very much commonly asked in JEE. Methyl thiol hai, so that is cysteine, and if it is thioether, then it is methionine. Cysteine and methionine, these two will have sulfur group. And lastly, cyclic ones. If we have a cyclic form here, with a pentaring, that is proline, correct? And the way to remember, यहाँ पे question क्या पूछ सकता है? Proline is the only one which has a secondary alpha amine. Secondary alpha amine. बाकी सब primary alpha amine है. Proline is the only one which has secondary alpha amine. Next, if we have this quinoline group, instead of R, we have quinoline group, then that is called tryptophan. And here, if we have, this, what is this called? Pyrrolidine. If we have pyrrolidine here, so then that is called histidine, correct? Now, in last few years, this has been, majorly asked. I don't know why, but you see 18, 19, correct? Those years, this has been always asked. So just learn about this structure, histidine. Correct? Now, see, all alpha amino acids except glycine are optically active. Proteins are crystalline, high melting point is observed here. There are two types. One is a fibrous protein, the other one is globular protein. Fibrous proteins are water insoluble, while globular proteins are water soluble. Okay? They will have polypeptide bonded together by strong hydrogen bonds, and disulfide linkages are present, like myosin, keratin, which are present in wool, silk, our hair, that is also made up of keratin. Clear? So all of these are fibrous forms. Globular form is water soluble, like insulin, albumin. Albumin is present in egg whites. So you can see egg white जो होता है वो globular protein होता है, made up of albumin. Okay. Now, generally structure of protein is the combination of alpha amino acids joined by various polypeptide bonds. इससे पहले हमने क्या बोला था? Glycosidic bonds, right? We used to call glycosidic bonds in carbohydrates. Here we call it as polypeptide bonds. Here the bond is between OH and H, dehydrating from here. तो ये amide bond बनाएगा C double bond O NH. And because this lone pair is in continuous conjugation, this nitrogen will be more planar and it is sp2 hybridized. Clear, beta? And if there is only one connection forming, that is one peptide bond, it is called dipeptide molecule. One peptide bond is dipeptide molecule. Now, if it polymerizes here, you can see, यहाँ से आपने अगर एक पेप्टाइड बॉन्ड इधर बना, एक पेप्टाइड बॉन्ड ऐसे बनते गया. देखो टर्मिनल में इस तरफ हमेशा COH आ जाएगा, इस तरफ NH2 आ जाएगा, राइट? So every polypeptide will have one N terminal and one C terminal present in it. ठीक है? Remember that a polypeptide bond will always have N terminal and C terminal. C means acid terminal, N means amine terminal. Now, proteins are categorized into four forms. One is primary protein chain, secondary, tertiary, and then quaternary. See, primary proteins are the ones where you have, you know, NHC double bond O, ये main string है. This is called the primary string. So primary string is the complete polypeptide bond formation. ये polypeptide bonds form. अब देखो बेटा, अब ये polypeptide bonds ये घूमते घूमते ऐसे बनते जा रहे हैं. ये सारे polypeptide bonds ऐसे घूमेंगे. So कहीं ना कहीं यहाँ पर कोई C डबल बॉन्ड आ रहा होगा और उसका नेक्स्ट NH मॉलिक्यूल क्लोज आ जाएगा. तो यहाँ से ये ऐसे हाइड्रोजन बॉन्डिंग्स बनाना स्टार्ट कर देगा. So you'll see hydrogen bondings will start happening, and that's how it will start taking an alpha helix type of structure. And when it forms an alpha helix like this, that is called secondary protein. And within this alpha helix, like this is an alpha helix, and again there is one more alpha helix in coming in between, or either कोई hydrogen bonding start हो जाता है, then that is called tertiary protein. And finally, if all of these type of tertiary proteins, you know, एक ऐसे घूम रहा है, एक ऐसे घूम रहा है, ये सारे एक जगह पे एक यूनिट बन जाता है. It will form one small unit. Okay, that is called quaternary proteins. Okay, so in short, beta, proteins are categorized into four forms. Primary is the main polypeptide bond. Secondary will have hydrogen bonds forming an helix, and here it is like a two helix, you know, tertiary में two helix connected by hydrogen bonds, and quaternary will have more number of helix forming a subunit, that is called subunit. This was a JEE 2009 question which was asked, which of the following has disulfide linkages? Correct. So if you check out 2 moles of cysteine, if you look at it, correct, and you know, if you remove this hydrogen out of it, so we'll get this sulfur and sulfur linkage here. So this is cysteine, and sulfur link is called cysteine. This entire molecule is called cysteine, forming a disulfide linkage. Okay, so it has been asked, if cysteine undergoes polymerization, what type of a bonds it will make. So it will make a disulfide linkage. Clear? So I have shown you here one of the examples. You see, this is insulin beta. ये होता है insulin. This is the structure of insulin. कैसे connected हो रहा है देखो. एक glycine, you know, isoleucine के साथ valine, you know, glutamic acid, glutathione, and cysteine, you know, thronine, serine, you know, ILE, that is isoleucine, cysteine, serine. ऐसे इस तरह से connect होता है बेटा. And there is one complete chain of, you know, 21 alpha amino acids, and here this is 30 amino acids, and ये दोनों के बीच में cysteine और cysteine bond आ जाएगा यहाँ पर, and यहाँ पर भी एक cysteine और cysteine bond आ जाएगा. So when all of these 21 and 30 connected, total we have 50 amino acids, and this becomes one insulin. Okay, one molecule of insulin. Okay, clear everybody? So I hope all of you understood that. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
See, when I say alpha helix, ये इस तरह से बन रहा है alpha helix. See, in alpha helix ये पूरा helix बन रहा है ऐसे, और यहाँ पे देखो ये जैसी, ये देखो ये सारे पेप्टाइड बॉन्ड्स है ना, तो ये पूरा एक मेन चेन है, ये वाला कंप्लीट मेन चेन है, ये जो प्राइमरी प्रोटीन कहते हैं हम लोग. और यहाँ पर ऑक्सीजन और हाइड्रोजन के बीच में बॉन्ड आ रहा है, यहाँ पर एक बॉन्ड आ रहा है, यहाँ पर देखो हाइड्रोजन बॉन्ड आ रहा है, यहाँ पर हाइड्रोजन बॉन्ड आ रहा है, हाइड्रोजन बॉन्ड. So all of these are making hydrogen bonds. So that's how it forms into an helix kind. So that is why it is called as alpha helix. ठीक है? Now alpha helix के अलावा there is another form which secondary protein can form. Secondary protein can also be formed as beta plated sheets. This is called beta plated sheets. देखो यहाँ पे कैसे शीट्स की तरह बनते जा रहे हैं. इधर ध्यान से देखना, इधर एक शीट बना है, ऐसा एक शीट बना है, फिर उसके ऊपर एक शीट ऐसे. तो ये एक प्राइमरी स्ट्रक्चर ही है, इस तरह से प्राइमरी स्ट्रक्चर है. और एक शीट और दूसरे शीट के बीच में हाइड्रोजन बॉन्डिंग, यू कैन सी हाइड्रोजन बॉन्डिंग हियर 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 लाइक दिस. So when this is formed, so instead of alpha helix, you can have beta plated sheet formation also, and this is also a secondary protein. Clear? So whenever we talk secondary protein, we have two kinds, beta: alpha helix and beta plated sheets. Correct? देखो, this is a real picture, animated है, but I mean the way it looks, this is how it looks. This is beta plated sheet. Alpha इस तरह से दिखता है, ठीक है? Yeah. Now, see tertiary. Tertiary में क्या हो रहा है? We will have all of this foldings happening. ये सारे foldings जो बन रहे हैं, this is one tertiary. This is one tertiary. This is one tertiary. This is one tertiary. Foldings mainly होते हैं due to disulfide linkages. Remember. So we will get. ध्यान से देखोगे तो यहाँ पे हमने दिखाया था इंसुलिन में कैसे डाइसल्फाइड बॉन्ड्स आए बेटा, इधर एक डाइसल्फाइड बॉन्ड आया जिसकी वजह से फोल्डिंग आ जाता है. So same way here also, this folding of alpha beta plated sheets और alpha helix, ये सब मिलके tertiary proteins बनाएंगे. देखो, अब देखो, ये tertiary proteins के बीच में, करेक्ट, ये tertiary proteins के बीच में कुछ ना कुछ कोई मेटल स्टोर होगा, ठीक है, कोई मेटल स्टोर होगा, और ये मेटल्स, ये वाला शीट, ये सारे यूनिट्स को ना क्लोज लेकर आके एक बहुत ही स्ट्रॉन्ग यूनिट की तरह दिखेगा, and that is what we call it as quaternary structure, and hemoglobin is one of them. Clear beta? Hemoglobin is one of them which is identified as heme. So you can see this is that iron वाला structure है ये इधर, okay? अब ये आयरन वाले स्ट्रक्चर में ये पूरा क्लोज हो जाएगा, यहाँ पे आयरन वाले स्ट्रक्चर में ये पूरा प्रोटीन क्लोज हो गया, इधर एक पीछे एक. These are called, you know, सब यूनिट्स. यहाँ पे लिखा देखो मैंने सब यूनिट्स कैसे बनते हैं. So these are those सब यूनिट्स. So 1 2 3 4 ऐसे यूनिट्स क्लोज हो जाएंगे. That is called quaternary structure. ठीक है? Clear everybody?
Yes. Yes, sir.
This is another form which I have showed how cysteine and cysteine में सल्फाइड लिंकेज होते हैं. यहाँ पे कैसे हाइड्रोफोबिक इंटरेक्शन होता है वेलेन और वेलेन में, यहाँ पे कैसे हाइड्रोजन बॉन्डिंग्स होते हैं बिटवीन देम, ठीक है? And this is another structure of how primary, secondary can look like, tertiary can look like, and finally quaternary can look like. Now see, protein is definitely a 3D arrangement of biological system, and that is called as the native protein. If native protein में अगर कोई temperature difference आ जाता है या pH का difference आ जाता है, so the nature of globules get disturbed and uncoiled. Okay? Suppose हम लोग को एकदम से मार लगता है तो क्या होगा, वहां पे swelling आ जाता है ना. वो swelling क्या है, वो globulus uncoiled हो रहा है. So uncoiled हो रहा है तो momentarily वहां पे water storage हो जाता है. Okay? So when water gets stored here, so then it will loses the secondary or tertiary type of protein identity, और वो सिर्फ primary रह जाएगा. Clear? For that moment, that is called denaturation. And the same thing happens when you boil the egg. So egg में पूरा tertiary quaternary coiling system है in albumin. अब जैसे आप हीट करोगे, बॉइल करोगे तो क्या होगा, वो पूरे हाइड्रोजन बॉन्डिंग्स लूज हो जाएंगे, सल्फाइड बॉन्ड्स, हाइड्रोजन बॉन्ड्स, and it will only have primary. So you can see hydrogen bondings are lost and primary protein will only remain. So that's what happens in curding of milk, correct? Acha, curding of milk is done by changing the pH. Okay, boiling egg also causes denaturation. Now typically JEE advanced में कैसे क्वेश्चन पूछते देखो. Suppose if I take an amino acid, अगर उसको डाइपेप्टाइड बनाना है, if it is only one amino acid like glycine, how many number of dipeptide forms beta? 1 square only, no? Glycine और glycine का linkage, that's it. If it is tripeptide, अगर only glycine ही है तो glycine 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 इतना ही combine कर सकता हूँ. अगर polypeptide है तो भी 1 ही आएगा. So for one amino acid, I can only get one dipeptide, one tripeptide, or one polypeptide. But if there are 2 amino acids, correct, then I can have more chances. अगर dipeptide बनाना है तो G और A को कनेक्ट कर सकता हूं, और देखो बेटा G इस तरफ N का टर्मिनल आएगा, इस तरफ C का टर्मिनल आएगा, एंड G और G को कनेक्ट कर सकता हूं, दिस साइड C, दिस साइड N टर्मिनल। A और A को कनेक्ट कर सकता हूं, A और G को कनेक्ट कर सकता हूं। सो रिमेंबर दीज टू आर नॉट सेम, ओके, टर्मिनल्स चेंज हो जाएंगे उनके। Therefore, there are how many possibilities बेटा? 2 square possibilities. अगर ट्राइपेप्टाइड बनाना है तो how many possibilities? 2 cube possibilities. So 8. हम लोग 8 बना सकते हैं. So if I want to make polypeptide, 2 raised to power of n. Clear? If you have 3 amino acids, so how can we make 3 square, 3 cube, 3 power n. So I guess all of you understood that. Simple permutations. I hope all of you got that. Yeah. Next. See how N terminal is different from C terminal. I just want to show. ग्लाइसिन और एलेनाइन कंबाइन करना, एलेनाइन और ग्लाइसिन कंबाइन करना बहुत अलग है। देखो ग्लाइसिन कंबाइन करो, दिस इज ग्लाइसिन लेफ्ट हैंड साइड, C डबल बॉन्ड ओ NH2, दिस इज एलेनाइन ऑन द राइट हैंड साइड, बट हियर अमाइड का ग्रुप इसके साथ कनेक्टेड है और यहाँ पर COH जा रहा है, बट जब ये एलेनाइन से कनेक्ट हो रहा है तो उसका COH और इसका NH2 जा रहा है ना, तो दोनों का स्ट्रक्चर बिल्कुल अलग है। So you can see this forms different structures. That's why AGA is different than AG. And see beta, amino acids usually exist as zwitterions, which means if we take this alpha amino acid, add it to water, यहाँ से ये H plus दे देगा इसको, because there is an acid and base within that, so it will exist as a dipolar ion, which we call it as zwitterion. Okay, and that's the reason why amino acids are so highly water soluble, because they have complete negative and positive charge, so बहुत easily water में dissolve हो जाते हैं. And also if you solidify them, they have very strong attractive forces, because of which they will have high melting point and crystalline in nature. Now see, if it is at low pH, the structure of glycine will change. How? अगर ये neutral amino acids है, ध्यान से देखना, if it is neutral amino acid and I add it to slightly acidic medium, थोड़ा acidic medium में add किया, तो क्या होगा, ये जो basic form है वो H plus ले लेगा, तो what happened to the amino acid now? Now it has become a cationic form. So cationic form किस direction में जाएगा solution में? Cathode की तरफ जाता है ना, so the movement of the amino acid will be towards the cathode side. ऐसे क्वेश्चंस पूछा जाता है आपको. Now tell me in acidic medium where will be the movement of amino acid will be. So the movement now will be on the cathode side. Clear everybody? So at low pH, neutral amino acid will go towards which side? Cathode side. Now at high pH, अगर alkaline है, अगर ये alkaline है तो ये acidic, this is on the acidic side, this will give away H plus and it will become anionic form. So this is the anionic form of amino acid. Now tell me amino acid किधर जाएगा? Anode के साइड जाएगा. Guys, is this point clear?
Yes, sir.
Now see what is isoelectronic point. Isoelectronic point is that point where the cation concentration or anion concentration is same. Or I can say, if the pH at which amino acid exists as a dipolar ion, that is when we call it is an isoelectronic point. Or the pH at which the movement of amino acid stops, ना ही वो पॉजिटिव साइड जा रहा है, ना ही वो मतलब कैथोड साइड जा रहा है, क्योंकि ना ही वो एनोड साइड जा रहा है, मतलब उसमें पॉजिटिव नेगेटिव दोनों एग्जिस्ट कर रहे हैं, but it is not able to go anywhere, then it is said it is isoelectronic point. See how do we calculate? Suppose if we talk about the cationic form, ये cationic form है, करेक्ट, तो सबसे लो पीएच मतलब एसिडिक मीडियम में कैसे रहेगा? कैटोनिक फॉर्म में रहेगा. अब ये H plus दे देगा, if it gives H plus between this ammonia and COH, which is more acidic बेटा? COH more acidic, तो उसने H plus दे दिया, ठीक है, तो क्या बना? डाइपोलर आयन बना. एंड इफ एंड दिस इज एसिडिक आल्सो, ये भी H plus देगा, तो ये आयनियोनिक बना एट हाई pH. तो K1 is this dipolar ion into H plus divided by cation, and K2 is this anion into H plus divided by dipolar ion. K1 into K2 कर दो, क्या आएगा? Anion into H plus square by cation, correct? So when anion concentration is equal to cation concentration, when this and this are equal, then what do we get? Then we'll get H plus is equal to K1 plus K2 ना? ये हमने पहले भी किया था, कहाँ पे? Ionic equilibrium. So if anion and cation is equal, then what do we get? pH is equal to pKa plus pKa2 by 2. So this is called isoelectronic point. See the calculation now. This is how it is being given. इसका pK2 दिया है, pK1 given है, तो pH isoelectronic point कितना हो जाएगा? Average of that. Alanine, average of this, which is also coming as 6. Valine, ये भी 2.3 है, 9.6 है, approximately 6 आ रहा है. So most of this neutral amino acid, we have isoelectronic point at what beta? 6, which is slightly acidic. ये JEE में आ चुका है, तो learn करना that glycine, alanine, valine, which are simple neutral amino acids, will have their isoelectronic point close to 6. Okay. Now, for basic amino acid मतलब एक NH2 और एक्स्ट्रा रहेगा, राइट? तो COH का pK1 है, दो अमीनो एसिड्स का pK2, pK3 रहेगा. Then in basic amino acids, the isoelectronic point will always be average of this ammonia's beta. ये ऐसे ही याद कर लेना, डिराइव करने का जरूरत नहीं है. So pKa2 plus pK3 by 2, that will be the isoelectronic point. Okay. For example, lysine. Lysine में देखो एक एक्स्ट्रा N2 होता है यहाँ पर N2, NH2 और COH है. अब जब एसिडिक मीडियम में रखोगे तो ये NH3 प्लस और COH रहेगा. और ये JEE में पहले आ चुका है कि X, Y, Z में कौन ज्यादा एसिडिक है. एज ए GOC क्वेश्चन भी हम लोग करते हैं. So X, Y, Z, which is more acidic? X is more acidic and this is very close, so Y is more acidic. Then this Z is far away, so Z is less acidic. This is how it would be. Now you can see ये K1, K2, K3 है. So lysine, here you can see this is when you are getting the dipolar ion. So the lysine is pKa2 plus pKa3 by 2. Okay, beta. Similarly, if it is acidic amino acid, आपको सिर्फ acids के add करने हैं उतने. If this is K1, K2 and K3, then the isoelectronic point would be pK1 plus pK2 by 2. Clear, beta? So you can see for acidic amines, it is in the range of 2 to 4. Neutral amines, it is in the range of 6 to 7. Basic amines, it is around in the range of 8 to 10. This is the general range of isoelectronic points. Okay. Next. Last thing is, if you want to find the structure of glycine at pH lesser than its pi. Lesser than its pi मतलब क्या होगा? So lesser than its pi, suppose if pH is lesser than its pi, net movement will be towards cathode ना बेटा? क्यों? देखो ये पहले कैटोनिक फॉर्म है. कैटोनिक फॉर्म जब ये फॉर्म बनेगा तो आइसोइलेक्ट्रॉनिक पॉइंट बनेगा, करेक्ट? तो अभी अगर ये फॉर्म, करेक्ट, H plus lesser than pH, pH is lesser than its pi, मतलब it is acidic, right? And if it is acidic, this CO minus will take H plus and become this. So ये क्या बन जाएगा? It will become cationic, correct? Clear everybody?
Yes.
So cationic बनेगा तो किस तरफ जाएगा वो? कैथोड की तरफ. So if glycine is greater than pH, pH is greater than pi, then it will become anionic and it will move towards anode. And if pH is equal to pi, then it will not move anywhere. The net movement is 0. And this was the last question which was asked in JEE, that how will you separate alanine, arginine and aspartic acid? इसका pi 6 है, इसका 10.8 है, इसका 3 है. ठीक है? So now check if the question is given at pH 5. pH 5 क्या होगा? pH 5 is less than this but greater than this, correct? So alanine से pH कम है तो वो cationic बनेगा. So cationic बनेगा तो किधर जाएगा? कैथोड की तरफ चला जाएगा. So this will go towards cathode. Arginine, which is pH is less than this, वो भी cationic बनेगा, correct? That will also become cationic, so वो भी cathode की तरफ जाएगा. And AsP, because that is 5 is greater than 3, so ये बन जाएगा anionic and that will go towards anode. So from here I can say AsP will become aspartic acid, will go towards anode, and ALA and Ag will move towards cathode. With Ag will move faster. Remember, Ag will move faster. Why Ag will move faster? क्योंकि उसका difference ज़्यादा है. The one which has more difference, that will move faster. Done, everybody? Now this is an extra syllabus. Just what is the test for carbohydrates and proteins, correct? So please go through this once. That should be good enough. Okay. Here, everybody. So this is all there for your biomolecules part. Complete this beta. If you get any doubts, you can ask me. So I'll end this session now.